Have you ever felt completely priced out of the justice system, like before you even step foot inside a courtroom? I mean, imagine being a single parent facing a sudden eviction, only to find out it costs $435 just to file your basic response. That is a massive, incredibly frustrating wall blocking your path to fairness. Because let's face it, filing fees, jury fees, motion fees, it all adds up incredibly fast. But what if I told you there's a literal master key to unlocking the California legal system for everyone, regardless of what's in their bank account? Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the California court fee waiver process to help you save money and fiercely protect your legal rights.
It's a really harsh reality, honestly. The sheer high costs of legal proceedings often act as a massive barrier for everyday Californians trying to represent themselves. Think back to that single parent just trying to keep a roof over their family's head. Whether you're dealing with a sudden eviction, navigating a really complex family law matter, or maybe you're an independent contractor trying to defend a small claims dispute, the financial burden can be completely overwhelming. But here's the thing, you absolutely do not have to let that stop you.
Because as it turns out, the law specifically protects your right to access the justice system. Under California Government Code Section 68630, access to the courts is a fundamental right, regardless of your ability to pay. This literally proves that courts aren't just for the rich or the well-connected. The fee waiver program exists precisely to ensure that financial hardship never, ever prevents you from seeking the legal protection you deserve.
So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll be moving logically through overcoming the cost barrier, exactly who qualifies for these waivers, the step-by-step application process, navigating the required documentation, what happens after you file, and finally some essential pro tips along with our disclaimer.
Section 1. Overcoming the cost barrier. So, what do these fee waivers actually cover? And why are they the ultimate solution to the financial hurdles of the legal system? Well, if approved, a waiver doesn't just give you a break on that hefty initial filing fee, it can actually cover motion fees, court-appointed interpreter fees, and even the sheriff's fee to give notice. It is a total game changer.
Section 2. Who qualifies for waivers? Now, you're probably wondering right now if you actually fit the criteria. The fantastic news is that the state provides very clear guidelines. Let's break down the 3 distinct legal pathways to eligibility.
And here is the best part of how this builds. You only need to satisfy one of these 3 mutually exclusive pathways to qualify. You don't need to check every single box. Pathway 1 is for those already receiving public benefits, Pathway 2 evaluates your gross monthly household income, and Pathway 3 is for individual financial hardship, assessing if paying the fees would take away from your basic, everyday living necessities.
To put this into perspective, let's look at a hypothetical. If you are a family of 4 making under $5,500 a month in gross income, bam, you automatically qualify under Pathway 2. Keep in mind these numbers are based on federal poverty guidelines and they get updated periodically by the Judicial Council, so you'll always want to check the most current form to see exactly where your household stands.
But wait, what if you don't fit the income table and you aren't on public benefits? Well, that is exactly where Pathway 3 comes to the rescue. It allows a judge to grant a waiver if paying those court fees would deprive you of the common necessaries of life. Essentially, if paying the court means you literally can't pay rent, buy groceries, or afford basic medical care for your family, the court has the equitable power to step in and waive those fees.
Section 3. The step-by-step process. Okay, so you know you're eligible based on the pathways. Now, let's walk through the exact timeline of filling out the required forms and getting them securely filed with the clerk.
Now, what's really interesting here is that this seemingly simple form, the FW001, Request to Waive Court Fees, is your master key to unlocking waived fees in the Superior Court. You literally cannot get the waiver without it. It's day one, it's where you start making your case for affordable access.
Completing the form is pretty straightforward, but attention to detail is absolutely vital here. First, download the most current FW001 and the FW003 order form. Fill out your basic contact info in items 1 through 4. A quick tip for you, remember to specify your job status rather than leaving it blank. Like, if you're unemployed, just write that down. Select your pathway, declare if a lawyer is helping you out, and make sure to file this application at the exact same time as your underlying lawsuit documents.
Now, I need to pause here because this is the absolute most crucial detail. You must be entirely truthful. You are signing this form under penalty of perjury. Misrepresenting your finances isn't just a minor whoops mistake. It can actually lead to serious penalties, the court canceling your filings entirely or even forcing you to repay waived fees along with collection costs. So always be honest and definitely double-check your math.
Section 4. Navigating required documentation. You might be stressing out right now about having to gather years of tax returns or complex bank statements just to ask for help on day one, but let's bust that common myth right now. While California law clearly says you actually don't need to provide physical proof of income on the day you file your application, the court is fully authorized to request it later. On the day of filing, your sworn statement on the form is enough. But down the line, if the judge has questions, they might schedule a hearing and ask for the receipts.
So, to ensure your application is rock solid if it ever does get questioned, proactively gather these supporting documents. Keep a copy of your Medi-Cal card or award letter handy. Save those recent pay stubs. And importantly, if you fall under the specific rules for incarcerated individuals, you must attach a certified copy of a 6-month inmate trust account statement right away.
Moving right along to Section 5, what happens after filing? You've diligently submitted all your paperwork, and now the clock starts ticking. Believe it or not, the law actually works heavily in your favor here to prevent administrative delays from hurting your case. Watch how this builds. Thanks to the amazing 5-court-day rule, if the court delays processing your application beyond 5 days, your waiver is automatically deemed granted. That's huge. Now, if they do formally deny it, you have 10 days after receiving notice to either pay the fees or provide new, updated information.
And this right here is what success looks like. The FW003 is the official order form the court issues to confirm which fees, from filing right down to jury costs, are officially waived. Now, you don't fill out the bottom part of this form, that's strictly the judge's job, but you do prepare the top sections with your case info before you hand it over to the clerk.
But a quick heads up, don't get caught off guard by the post-filing reality. If your financial situation improves during the case, say you land a really great new job or win the lottery, you must notify the court within 5 days. And be aware, if you settle a civil case for $10,000 or more, the court puts a lien on that settlement, which means, you guessed it, the waived fees get paid back to the court first.
Section 6. Essential tips and disclaimer. Before we wrap this explainer up, let's cover some final pro tips to ensure your journey through the court system is as smooth and stress-free as possible.
First, definitely utilize the fantastic free resources out there like the California Court Self-Help Guide online. Also, always double-check the revision dates in the footer of your forms. Seriously, clerks love rejecting paperwork from last decade. If you happen to be dealing with a conservatorship, you'll need a specific form, the FW001GC. And hey, if you ever need a record for an appeal, you can request an official court reporter completely for free using Form FW020.
Now, as much as we genuinely love explaining these rules and empowering you with structured information, we do need to remind you that this explainer is strictly for informational purposes only. It absolutely does not constitute legal advice, so please always consult a qualified legal professional for your specific personal legal matters.
Because at the end of the day, your financial status should never lock you out of the courtroom. The system actually has these mechanisms built in to give everyone a fair shot, but it's up to you to turn the key. So, will you let a filing fee stand between you and your rights, or are you ready to claim your access to justice? If you found this valuable, please share this explainer with someone who might be struggling with court costs so they can break down that barrier too. Thanks for joining us, and keep learning.